What's up, everyone? Are you interested in video game history and artwork? Well, in this episode, we're going to take a look at a book that we recently picked up by Bitmap Books. What's up, everyone? In today's video, I want to show you an item that I recently purchased, and I purchased this from Atari.com. I don't think it's for sale any longer on Atari.com, but you can go directly to the manufacturer's website, bitmapbooks.com, and pick one of these up if you're interested. Now, I purchased this. I wasn't planning on doing a review or anything of it. I really enjoy this type of literature in regards to video game history, artwork, and different things. I think it's very interesting to read. But I picked it up, and I was so surprised by the quality of the book, not only the way that it's made, but all the work that's went into putting all this information together and putting it in a format that's easy to read, that I thought, you know, I'll share this with whomever else may be interested in watching this video, and in hopes that if they like this, now they know where to pick up something like this. Because before this, I wasn't familiar with this company, but since I picked this up, I went to their website and they've got a ton of different retro game console books. Anything from Sinclair, Commodore, PC Engine, Famicom, NES, etc., Sega. They've got a ton of these books, and some of them have information in regards to the console and games. Some of them is a celebration of the artwork in the games, but it's very well done. And I thought, you know, this deserves a video just to show anyone out there who may be interested in something like this, that this exists. In case you're interested in it, you could pick it up. Again, I have the Atari 2600, 7800 version here, but they've got a number of different retro game console books out there that you can check out on bitmapbooks.com. So hit them up if you're interested in getting something like this. All right, now let's take a look at what this thing is. So you've got a hologram panel here that shows you different images from different games on the front. It's kind of neat. This is a slipcase. It's very nicely done. You'll notice this one is the Atari 2600, 7800, a Visual Compendium, and this is number 7. It's number 7 because they make a lot of different books, and some of them are numbered. So there's a series of these. These range, I think, from around $39 to maybe $50 or so. They're not too crazy expensive, and that's what I think is unique about this, because for the quality you're getting here, there's definitely a lot of value at that price. But this is the slipcase here. Around the back, there's some information. We'll go through the information just to make you guys aware of it, and then we'll take a look inside and see what all this thing's about. Atari's early tenure as the video game industry's leading light oversaw seismic change in what was still a very young and evolving sector. Not only was Atari's VCS 2600 system the first piece of gaming equipment to truly dominate the living room, it also played host to some of the most iconic titles of all time, including Asteroids, Space Invaders, Pac-Man, Defender, Joust, Pitfall, River Raid, and many, many more. At its height, Atari's name became synonymous with video gaming in the same way that Nintendo's would a few years later. But the company and the industry fell just as swiftly thanks to the infamous North American video game crash of 1983. Even when faced with this catastrophic event, Atari soldiered on, and the following year produced the powerful 7800 console, a machine that could easily have returned the firm to its former glory had its launch in 1984 gone to plan. This book aims to cover the highs and lows of what was a truly tumultuous period in video game history, an era which laid down the foundations for what has today become one of the world's most popular forms of entertainment. Atari 2600 and 7800, a Visual Compendium, aims to showcase the very best pixel art, cover art, and product design on each system. Spread over 528 pages, It features over 200 classic games with articles on the leading third-party developers, interviews with key figures in the industry, and features on subjects such as cover art, prototypes, and homebrew releases. And again, these can be picked up at www.bitmapbooks.com. This one was officially licensed by Atari, and that's why they had it for sale on their site. I think there was like 100 of them that they sold on their site. Doesn't matter. It's the same, to my knowledge anyways, as the ones that you can pick up directly from Bitmap Books. So if you go to their website, you can still get these. Now let's take a look at what's inside this thing. So you've got the slipcase. Then you've got the book itself. Now the book does have a glossy sleeve here. If you remove the sleeve, it's the same thing on this cover. Inside, just take a quick look at what we got. So this is just a welcome page, some of the people that contributed to the information within, contents, now there's a lot of great artwork throughout this. So if you're a fan of video game art, you're definitely going to like this. And then we get into the history here, which really goes into a lot more in-depth information regarding those consoles. You'll notice here, they've got a schematic for the joystick. Then we get into some of the pixel art. And what really astounded me about this wasn't only the fact that they've got images, because yeah, I mean, you can do some screen captures and things to get photo of gameplay and just put it into a picture format. It's not too hard. It is laboring when you're doing so much of it. But whenever you put this much time into researching and just putting all of the text that's in this book, it really stands out. And that's, to me, what grabbed my attention, because there's a lot of good information from a lot of different people in this book that showcases the different games and the consoles themselves. It's not just a bunch of pictures. There's specific information in regards to some of the third-party publishers like Activision. And then it goes down into specific games. For instance, Combat goes through different information about the specific game. We've got the platform 2600, released in '77. Action genre, developer and publisher, Atari. But there's a number of different games that it showcases, and it's got information like this on. They have specific interviews throughout the book with different persons that may have been attached to Atari or a third-party publisher, game designer, etc. And I think it's neat to hear stories from their point of view and from their history within the gaming industry. You'll notice that there's also a bookmark here that you can use to mark wherever you're at. Here's an example where they go into information in regards to a Magic. A Magic made a number of games for the 2600 and some of those other consoles, and this goes into specific information regarding a Magic. And I think, again, it's very interesting how they put all this together. Here's a section dedicated specifically to cover art, which, if you're familiar with Atari, you'll know that some of those games had some of the best cover art as far as games go. I mean, it's obviously the games back then, they couldn't do a whole lot as far as graphics go. I mean, they did for what they had, but not in comparison to today's standards. But the artwork on these were amazing. And this goes into some of the specific artwork for the different games. Here's a section towards the back, focused specifically on homebrew games. These are games made by everyday people that are enthusiasts for video game consoles, and they make some very interesting games. Just information regarding some of these different ones. All right, you guys, so that's our quick review of the Atari 2600 7800 Visual Compendium from Bitmap Books. Now, overall, I think this is a very good product. It's very high quality. Everything from the binding of the book, all the information that's been put together to make this, whether it's the imagery or just the text and everything that's been put in here. Who knows how many countless hours have been put into making this book. And for the price that it is, it's a steal, I think, just for the quality that you're getting. I had never intended on making a video of this, but I was so surprised by the quality that I thought, you know what, let's make a video and share this with other people in case they don't know that this exists. Again, it doesn't have to be Atari. They make a number of these for Sega, Nintendo, PC Engine, you name it. A lot of different retro consoles, and there's a lot of good information in these books. If you're looking to purchase something for a family member, for yourself, and you're into retro gaming at all, I think this is a no-brainer. You can spend countless hours just reading and looking at the images here. And then when you get done, you might want to go back through it again at some point in time, just because there's so much here to absorb. But that's our review of the Atari 2600 7800 Visual Compendium from Bitmap Books. All right, everyone, you just seen us check out the Atari book we purchased by Bitmap Books. And overall, I was very surprised by the quality of this. And not only the quality of the binding of the book itself, but everything within. All the text, the images, everything's been put together very professionally. It's all very well done. And for the price, I think it provides a great value. If you're interested in the Atari or any other type of game history, I highly recommend checking out bitmapbooks.com and seeing everything that they have to offer. Thanks for tuning into the video. We really appreciate it. And until next time, keep gaming.